Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Priest One My Young from the Shepherds Berea camp. Coming to do a quick video. I come in the name of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rikar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, Great Millstone, and salutation to you brothers that's doing the truth sincerely, not for vainglory, but just doing it, this truth the right way, man, not clout chasing, And the name of the sit down is going to be called Your Children Are on the Menu in Babylon. Okay? First of all, man, what sparked this sit down, man, I put in children trafficking bus for the year of 2023. Now, when you go here, you see 6 men arrested for child sex trafficking, Homewood police, all right? All right, see these guys? It's real demons out here, even black demons, black devils, right? I said it, all right? These guys is wicked as all hell, all right? And basically it's just letting you know that our children is on the menu. This is a month ago, all right? 200 victims of sex trafficking, 59 missing children. So the FBI found 200 victims of sex trafficking, 59 missing children in nationwide operation. Wow. 126 suspects. Okay? Your children are on the menu. While you out partying, shaking your behind, your kids is on the menu. You have demonic people out here, man. This is 2 weeks ago, right? Human trafficking investigation tied to Brown's watch party. Check it out. It says, I'm gonna wrap it up. It says, has uncovered a bust for human trafficking in Cleveland with sex for sale. We found it tied to watch party for the Browns game. So, this is crazy. Going on in Cleveland, Ohio, there's a lot of children missing, so all throughout, you're seeing it. This happened in February of this year, 48 arrested, okay? 8 children rescued in a major San Diego human trafficking, February. So literally up to a month ago, okay, the FBI caught 200 victims, man, of sex trafficking, 59 missing children in a nationwide operation, man, okay? What you're gonna come to realize, man, is that these traffickers are known to prey on vulnerable children with low self-esteem, minimal social support, and histories of abuse, neglect, and trauma traits that are common among children in foster care, man. So this is big going on, and they preying on children that don't have parents in their life. There's a lot of guys that boast about their money. There's a lot of guys that boast about how much jewelry they got, how much cars they got, how many girls they having sex with, how many albums they sold, how many real estate projects they closed on. I sold $8 million worth of real estate, $10 million worth of real estate. There's a lot of people out here that doing a lot of bragging and pushing Bentleys and Maybachs, and y'all don't give a damn about these kids, man. You don't give a damn about these kids, man. Check it out. Number of orphan children in black community is growing rapidly. Congress must help. This happened in April. This is recent. This is not like stuff that, I'm just pulling out the, out the blue. Okay? I just want to point something out. I was reading this article. Now check what this article going to say. Let me see. Hold on. Real quick. It was saying like close to 1 million children. Check it out. Here you go. It says recently, the Social Security Administration began publishing statistics by beneficiaries by race. There are approximately 260,000 black children receiving survivor benefits from Social Security, with nearly 1 million orphan black children in the country. These are Israelite babies, man. Most of them are Israelite babies, man. Hispanic babies, man. A natural question policymakers should ask, where are the missing beneficiaries? So 1 million orphan black children, man. All right? And all you guys want to do is talk about how much girls you fucking, you know, how many bottles you bust open. And there's a real problem going on. These kids are on the menu. Them kids that you've seen that's being sex trafficked, they are orphans, man. But what does the Bible say? Okay? A lot of y'all just focus on your family alone. Oh, I got 2 kids. I'm putting through a college. All right, brother. What if you got a surplus of money? Why don't you adopt a child? Why don't you help a child out? Mentor a child. This is Sirach 4:10. It says, be as a father unto the fatherless. You see? Be as a father unto the fatherless. And instead of a husband unto their mother. You see? So a lot of you dudes want to just be popping all these females, man. And instead of a husband unto their mother. So if you see a woman that probably lost her man, you know, might have got killed, don't let the first thing you do is pray on her. I want to have sex with her. You know? It says, yo, instead of a husband unto their mother, so shalt thou be as the son of the Most High. And he shall love thee more than thy mother doeth, man. You see? So, how many men are willing to take that responsibility? You want to have high-level conversations, you know? How many men are willing to take in children that's in these orphan homes, rehabilitate them through the Bible? See, that's the key thing. Through the Bible, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You see? That is the key. Because you can't raise these kids up, these Israelite babies, in no other doctrine, man. No other doctrine. These people are a bunch of, and these kids are being sacrificed. Let's get to that. They're on the menu. Let's get to that. You know? They on the menu. This is Wisdom of Solomon, 12:3. It says, for it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers, our ancestors, both those, O inhabitants of the Holy Land. So who was occupying the Holy Land, according to Wisdom of Solomon 12:3? The Canaanites. Okay? And the Most High wanted them to be all destroyed. It was the Most High's will. But I thought God loved everybody. It was the Most High's will to destroy the Canaanites, man. That was his will. That's what he wanted it to be done. Verse 4, whom thou hatest. Hold up. Most High just don't hate Esau. He hate the children of Canaan. Ham. For whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft. That word odious goes to disgusting. Disgusting. When you look it up, it says extremely unpleasant, repulsive, revolting, repulsive, repellent, disgusting, offensive. You see, they had offensive works of witchcraft, odious works of witchcraft, and wicked sacrifice. They did wicked sacrifices, man. And the same thing that's going on in America, man. And I'm going to show you that that spirit is still going on with the Canaanites to this very day. And also those merciless murderers of children. And they didn't mind sacrificing these kids. The Canaanites had no problem killing kids, man, to their gods. And devourers of men's flesh. Not only that, they was eating men's flesh. Just like Esau does. Because Esau is the new Canaan. He's the new Egypt. And they are devourers of men's flesh. They eating your organs, your melanin, you know, from doing bone sacrifice. They don't leave nothing undone. So a lot of these kids, they're not just being sold for sex trafficking. A lot of them being pushed to rituals. And the feast of blood. See? These motherfuckers out here drinking blood smoothies, man. Blood smoothies, man. That's what the Canaanites was doing. But then you want to say we was all Africans? No, we was not. We are the children of Israel under Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It says, verse 6, with their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew. And it was a whole crew of them. A whole crew. They don't feel sorry for these kids. Eating human flesh, drinking blood, you know? And the parents was in on it also, that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help. And to show you this still goes on right now. Check this video out. This video, let me see. It's 6 months ago in Uganda, okay? It says, in Uganda and other areas around the globe, innocent lives are being sacrificed in a barbaric ritual that is driven by superstition, child sacrifice. See that? So they still going on to this day. You see? Now watch this real quick.
A father was approached by a witch doctor to sell one of his children. He was offered a sum of money that for him would have been a great deal of money. For us, I think it was around $30. He agreed to sell his child. The child was, and this is pretty brutal description, but the child was taken by the witch doctor and an accomplice and the father to a cornfield. They held him down, decapitated him, and cut off his genitals.
So these kids that we talked about in the beginning of this video, what you think was going to happen to them? They was going to be decapitated. They was going to get their genitals cut off because America's moving in the same spirit.
And then left the remains behind. They were caught, but that's a pretty standard sort of approach.
So child sacrifice is a reality. It's happening here in Uganda, across the whole country.
Across the whole country. Across the whole country.
And what happens is children are kidnapped from as young as babies. So they mutilate their bodies, cut off their facial features like the ears, the eyes, they're poked. Sometimes noses, the tongues are cut off. And they use them in witchcraft concoctions.
You see, that's the audience in Wisdom of Solomon. The way they make concoctions, the tongues, the ears. They make a damn NutriBullet. Seriously, you think we be joking when we talk like this, man? But this really goes down.
With the belief that these parts are going to bring wealth.
So they do these sacrifices, take the kidneys, the heart, the ears, the eyes, the liver. That's a big thing. The liver is a big thing. To what? To bring wealth and some form of protection. So they doing these things for demonic reasons.
Protection. It's happening everywhere. It's a large scale. Unfortunately, most of them die, and the few that survive.
And the few that survive, man. Check this out real quick.
On the ground trying to do our best.
You would think that the issue would be decreasing with...
Right, you'd think child sacrificing would decrease, but it's only increasing. These children are not getting kidnapped for no reason. There's a market for them, and they're going to be devoured. They're going to be eaten. Organs are going to be sold, and they're going to be used for sacrifices.
Situations in cases like child sacrifice. But we've seen an increase in this situation because the increase of children that are going through this has to have some type of an awareness to the country and awareness to the world.
Awareness to the world. Why is this not being spoken about? Why is every time we turn the TV, it's Atlanta Housewives? Why is every time we turn the TV, this person flaunting their jury, the Book of Hove? Ukraine war. It's the kids that's being damaged, man.
That these are real children. This is actually happening to these kids.
Trafficking is a wide spectrum of crime. But in Africa, we see kids, we know for sure kids are being trafficked for organ harvesting to become child soldiers in certain countries for commercial sexual exploitation. And commercial...
You already said? See that? Organ harvesting, man. These elites, they're trying to never to die. They want to live forever, so they got livers, different, you know how Jake got different baseball caps? They got livers, so when their livers go out, eating all that poison, doing all this nasty stuff, they just replace it.
For labor, but also babies are being sold illegally, and it's baby harvesting. So it could
Baby harvesting, man. And with that, I'm done. Let me see how much a liver transplant costs. Transplant cost. Let me see the cost of a liver transplant. Look at this, man. A liver transplant costs $878,000, man. Damn near $1 million, man. This is a major industry, man. Major. And they doing the same thing. America's doing the same thing. That's why they got the pyramids, and I always bring this up, what my elders taught me. That's why they got the pyramids on the back of the dollar bill. They are fully engulfed into Egypt. They're fully engulfed to the Canaanite doctrine. You see that? Here goes scripture. And we always bring this out in the Hobbits and Bibles, but it's relevant. Revelation 11:8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom, right? All the homosexual activity, and Egypt. So America is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. What was going on in the Canaanite lifestyle, where also our Lord was crucified, man. You see that? This is not by mistake. Our people, Yahweh Shai crucified every day in this disgusting place. Check this article out. Now, this thing happened 3 years ago about Kendrick Johnson, right? It says, the team found dead in a gym mat announces a $1 billion federal lawsuit against investigators. So here it is, the investigators of the case, they're hiding all type of information, okay? The mother said it's painful, it's hurtful, it's a shame that we have been fighting to fight for 10 and a half long years, man. 10 and a half long years, okay? And when you read this article, they talk about how much money they're suing for, but they left out one key component. Check this key component out. When this person got murdered, Kendrick Johnson, who was an Israelite, he was missing organs. Let that sink in. He went to gym. They found him. Look at this. The parents of a Georgia teenager whose body was found inside a rolled up wrestling mat at school. This kid was found in school, bro. And he was missing organs. What the hell? It says Thursday, the fact that their son was recently found to be buried without his internal organs is a new reason to suspect signs of foul play were covered by investigators, man. You don't even understand how deep this goes, man. It probably got a whole, this kid missing liver. The thing just popped up. This kid is missing liver, kidneys, and who knows what was in this school, man. The teachers could have been damn witches and warlocks. The police officers could have been witches and warlocks that was in this county, man. How the hell he was missing organs, man? Come on, bro. You can't make this up. But guess what? This is what the Babylonians did, okay? This is what the Babylonians did, man. This is Ezekiel 21:18. Check this out. And it says what? The word of the Lord came unto me saying, also thou son of man, appoint thee 2 ways, and the sword of the king of Babylon may come. Okay? It says, both twain shall come forth out of one land. All right, so he stood at a pitchfork, okay? And choose thou a place, choose it at the head of the way of the city, right? And he had to decide who he was going to go to war with. It said, appoint a way that the sword may come to Rabbah of the Ammonites. Either the king of Babylon was going to go fight the Ammonites on one side of the road, on the left side of the road, or let's say the left side of the road, and on the right side of the road, it says what? And to Judah and Jerusalem, the defense. Let's see how they went about going to decide who they was going to make war with. It says, for the king of Babylon stood at the parting of the way, right, the pitchfork road, and the head of the 2 ways to use divination, right? He made his arrows bright, okay? He consulted with the images, the idols, and he looked into the liver. So the Babylonians was using the custom of reading livers. When it says he made his arrows bright, you cast lots with your arrows to see, which one is longer. Could have been that way. But this was different divination to see who should they go to war with. And all these kids are not just missing for any reason, bro. You got to be spiritual in these things, man. These kids is being missing because they doing rituals. The king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, and his team of witches, they was using the liver. Now, when you go into it, right? Check this out. It says what? The liver, right? Let me see if I could go up a little bit for y'all to get this article. Shalakia. It says, love the Lord with all your fat, kidneys, and liver. All right? Now check this out. It says what? It says the liver was used by pagan cultures around the nation of Israel for telling the future. You see? This practice of reading livers was prevalent throughout the history from the Assyrians, Babylonians, the Greeks, and Romans, man. Check that out, man. So you better believe and understand what they're using the liver for. They're trying to read the signs and figure things out. Now, when you go to the liver, you got to understand something about the liver, right? Is that the liver is used, it says your liver processes blood. So your liver, when you go into it, it actually processes the blood, man. It is the source of blood because it processes it. It makes blood. When you look at the word process, it says a method of producing something. So the liver actually produces blood. It processes it. It breaks it down, the nutrients and chemicals your blood carries, breaks it down. It changes these into forms that are easier for the rest of your body to use, and also regulates the levels of most chemical in your blood. So it's a reason why these guys is using liver, all right? It's literally the source of blood, man. It's the beginning of life itself, all right? Because what does the Bible say about blood? It says, Leviticus 17:11. It says, for the life of the flesh is in the blood. So the kidney, it does everything to the blood. These dudes is using it, rituals, man. You see? Rituals. And they looking at the veins to read the future. And I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul. So these dudes are trying to get atonement for their sins and what they got going on. Because if you don't think that they have witches on their side doing wickedness, you out your goddamn mind. What else should we know about the liver? The liver is the only organ with two blood supplies. The hepatic artery, which brings blood from the heart, and the hepatic portal vein, which brings all the blood from the intestines. Blood leaves the liver through the hepatic veins. You see? What else do you need to know about the liver? Check it out, man. The liver literally processes that, man. It literally processes that. That's why you read Leviticus 3:12. Check it out. And if his offering be a goat, then he shall offer it before the Lord. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of it and kill it before the tabernacle of the congregation. And the sons of Aaron shall sprinkle the blood thereof upon the altar round about. And he shall offer thereof his offering, even an offering made by fire unto the Lord. The fat that covereth the inwards, and all the fat that is upon the inwards, and the two kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, which is by the flanks, and the caul above the liver. You see? With the kidneys it shall he take away. So the caul of the liver, right? When you go into it, let me see if I can find the caul of the liver. It's right in this little part right here. Let me see if I can find the caul of the liver. This would be like the caul of the liver right here. Let me see. The core of the liver. It'll be somewhere in here. Okay? And you will have to sacrifice that, all right? It says the caul above the liver, which is the kidneys, it shall he take away. And the priest shall burn them upon the altar. It is the food of the offering made by fire for a sweet savior. All the fat is the Lord's. So this was kind of like a peace offering, man, that was done. And Esau wants to stay in power as much as he can. As much as he can. That's why he's making these sacrifices as much as he can. The powerful thing about what he's doing with these sacrifices, another cool thing about the liver, I forgot. It said the liver has a unique capacity among organs to regenerate itself among damage. So his whole thing is trying to regenerate himself. That's why they're doing all these sacrifices, Aki. That's why you see people just randomly missing. This happened Monday. 2 black models were found dead in there. 2 black models, Israelite models, all right? And that's why we tell you parents, stop letting your kids be around these people that's in the modeling industry. Be around these people that's in the music industry. Be around these people that's in the sports industry. Because there's some demonic people that roam around. You have to really form a hedge over your children, man. And look at this mother. She destroyed, man. 2 black models were found dead in their Los Angeles apartments. Will they receive any justice? It says on Saturday, authorities confirmed that 2 black female models were found dead inside their apartments downtown Los Angeles within the last week. And a lot of Jake, they want to move to Calabasas. Look at Kanye West walking around barefooted like a goddamn Neanderthal. Walking around barefooted, ass cheeks hanging out, trying to get his penis sucked on the damn yacht. This nigga, he got bugged out being around Hollywood. It says Melissa Mooney, 31, died September 11th, and the LAPD shared that they are investigating Mooney's death as a murder. Nicole Coast, 31, same age, September 10th. She died on September 10th. However, the LAPD and the LA County Department of Medical Examiners and Coroners stated that Coast's death is not being considered a homicide. How? It is unknown if there is a connection between how the 2 women died. You don't know, it could be a goddamn serial killer on the damn loose, man. Seriously. It could be a damn serial killer on the loose, man. It says, let me see. It was one part. Check it out. It says, Mae Stevens, Coast's aunt, says the gruesome way her niece was discovered implies foul play. Despite what authorities say, I believe it was murder. I really do. One of her legs was up in the air in a kicking position. So her leg, when they found her, was up in the air in a kicking position, bro. There's no telling what they did to this girl, man. Probably had her ass hanging upside down, man. That's not somebody who just laid in their bed and died. Wow. And this is going on, man. This is going on and on and on, man. Check this out. I'm going to wrap it up. It says, look at all these Israelite babies right here. All these people are missing. This year alone, this year. Look at them. Southern tribe, Northern tribe, all of them. RTC, Junior RTC, Dreadlock Jakes, Navajo, Indians, they missing. And guess what? They all in Texas. It says for 2002, of the 546,000 new missing persons report entered in the NCIC, 340,573 missing persons were under the age of 18. In Texas alone, there were 47,670 missing person reports in 2022, with 34,828 of those children. Let that sink in, man. Psalms 106 and 34. They did not destroy the nations. When the Most High told us to take over the land of Israel, he wanted us to destroy the nations, man. The Canaanites. All right? That don't sound like love to me. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded. Right? This was an order. They didn't follow through. But what they did was, instead of them destroying them, you know, what they do? They want to becoming friends with them, forming an alliance with them. That's why you see them Hamites. They don't know the Africans, okay? The natural Africans, Hamites, they sold us into slavery. That's what we get for being friends with them. It says, but we're mingled among the heathen and learned their works. We learned their works. We learned all their witchcrafts. It's almost like we got certificates. We went to their schools of education of thoughts and learned all that madness, man. And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. So if it was a snare unto them, it became a snare unto us. Salakia, it was a snare unto them, meaning it was a snare unto the Israelites. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils. So Israelites started doing the same thing that we learned from them nasty Hamites. Sanetta, why don't you put a video up talking about the people in Uganda and all over Africa still sacrificing little kids? Verse 38, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan. And the land was polluted with blood. Tell you that in Numbers 35. Verse 39, thus were they defiled with their own works and went a-whoring with their own inventions. Verse 40, therefore was the wrath of the Lord kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance. He hated his own inheritance for doing that, man. For doing that. And you quiet as kept, right? A lot of these people are down with sacrificing their own kids, man. A lot of people are doing this, man. This is not a joke. We living in some scary times, you know. And you know, we got to get it together. I think it was an article I read with a 1-year-old. Let me see if I can find it. 1-year-old killed by a mother. If I could find it. 1-year-old. Can't find it. I'll figure it out, you know? But anyway, that goes back to all your goddamn witchcraft. And this is my last article through the Holy Spirit. Check it out. It says, Isaiah 47:10. It says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Trusted in all your wickedness, man. All right? Thou hast said, none seeth me. Hey, but you're being figured out by the prophets, man. We know what you're doing with the liver. We know you're trying to predict the future. You know you're trying to figure out who to go to war with. All right? And you can't avoid it. It says, thy wisdom. That's why you have Brazil and all of them at the UN. Because you're trying to figure out how to move. So with that being said, you got to make sacrifices. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else besides me. So you think you are the Most High, you crazy bastard. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, and thou shalt not know whence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. You ain't going to be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now within thy enchantments, okay? And with the multitude of thy sorceries. That's what you're doing, right? So when your judgment come, use your sorcery, see if it works, man. Wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so, be thou shalt be able to profit. If so, be thou mayest prevail. You see? And the Canaanites, they was literally traffickers, merchants. When you go look up the word in the blue of the Bible, it goes back to traffic. You know? Verse 13, thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsel. All the witchcraft that you got going on. You wearing yourself out. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Deal with it. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. Through the nuclear missiles. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. So all the witchcraft you're doing, you're not going to deliver yourself from them ICBM nuclear missiles. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before it. Hey, man, with that being said, Kahalal, Yahweh Shem Abashah, Bashim Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. All right? Death and destruction to this wicked child sacrificing society, man. Organ harvesting society, man. With that being said, Kwam Yasha'Allah. Shalom.